Hey, face caretaker. I am Jess G. I am coming to you live. I am your Mary Kay gal. If you are already working with Mary Kay gal, I encourage you to give her a shout. She'll be thrilled to hear from you. You can connect with me either in the comments, direct message me, find me on my VIP group on Facebook. But let's get into it. So, I want to have a conversation about highlight and contour, which is usually something that is a little bit intimidating. I watch a lot of YouTube influencer videos where there's a girl that ends up like looking like a tiger about around here and here and here, and she's got some other stuff here and here. And I'm like, whoa, sister, I don't know what you are doing or why. So I thought I would give you an easy way to know what they're doing and why. And we're going to keep it super simple. So here's my beautiful pro palette that I have filled here. And I have some basics. So I have my eyeshadow colors, but right here I have my blush, I have my highlight shade, and I have my contour shade. You can do this with any products that you already have in your drawers that you can highlight or contour. So when I say highlight or contour, I mean you're going to use a light color or a light color to put on places on your face that you want to come forward. A great example is like the trifecta of highlight around your eyes, right? So, like, I would highlight here, here, and down below here, right? If I'm going to contour my face, I'm going to put highlight where the light would naturally hit my face. So it would starting from my forehead. So usually here and on the tops of my cheeks, down the center of my nose, my cupid's bow, and right here on my chin is where like the light is hitting me now from my ring light, and it's making me shiny. Now, what about if I need some cheekbones and some bone structure? So you see the classic C or the number three that comes down faces, right? So the reason you're doing this is to maybe make your forehead shrink a little bit. I have a really small forehead, but as I get a little older, it gets a little bigger and I can add a little shadow here. I do have some contour on and you can see that line right there. That gives you the illusion that I maybe have a little bit more bone structure than I actually have. And then I bring it down here for my jawline, and that's just going to give me some definition. I'm also going to see you'll see here this is down here and here is a really great way to shadow your nose, right? And literally, there is nothing wrong with your nose. We're just adding a little color, making you look a little alive. The closer the lines on both sides of your nose are together, like the more narrow this highlight looks, the more narrow your actual nose will appear to be. Um, Literally, there's nothing wrong with your nose. But I wanted to show you an easy technique. So I'm going to just use a cheek brush. I like this that it is literally labeled. And I'm going to use these three products all on one brush, just in a different place. I always do my blush color last. I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, but I usually will highlight first, mostly because I don't want to clean my brush in between. So here's how I do that. I use the back of this brush, like the flat part, and I dip it into my highlight and see how I have it on the back of that? That is the perfect shape for the tops of my cheeks, the center of my nose, a little bit here, my cupid's bow, and here. And I've literally used most of that product off of the back of my brush. So that's usually where I start. And it's usually because I don't want to clean my brush. And um, that's just the order I do it. There is literally no wrong way to apply your makeup, whether you're using a brush or your fingers or whatever products you have rattling around in your drawers, really. So, the next thing I like to do is my contour. So, the way I'm going to do that, there's a little indentation on this brush, and that's where I'm going to put I hold it like a pencil, but I put my thumb there and I'm not going to squeeze it, but I am going to put my fingers on the back of it just to give it a little support. So I'm going to end up with this rather compressed shape, even though this is beautifully shaped. So I'm going to pick up a little of this contour and I'm going to keep it a little bit low. See where I've got that? And I'm just going to offer support to the bristles on this brush and boom, instant cheekbones. Now, the trick to this is that you can get really muddy on your face really fast. So you don't want to bring this down too low because you still want a little light here, even though you want a little dark here. But when you make a line there and you're like, oh no, it's not 1985, Jessica, you keep telling me it's not 1985 anymore. So I take my brush and I blend up. Okay. And that's going to bring that color and make you look alive a little bit. Okay. So that's where I put that line. I might come back in a little bit, still on the bottom of that. And I start at my earlobe and I just bring it down. And I do that on both sides of my face. Okay. But I'm holding this and I'm just going to do one side. And I bring that right here. And then I take this and I bring it. See how that's instant color? Do you see that instant color right there? And I bring that down like that. Okay. And then the last thing I do is I literally pick up my blush in the center of this brush. Now, the rule for your blush, no matter what your face shape, is to be 2 fingers away from your nose and 2 fingers away from your hairline. So we're looking at like this spot right here. If you smile, again, you're never fully dressed without one. If you smile, you want the apples of your cheek to come back up. You can, based on your face shape, change the look of that. So like if you have a super square face, you might want to just keep your blush right here. But if you have a more oval face, you might want to bring this farther out to your hairline. It's totally your choice. So I pick this up and I tap a little off and then I sweep up and my last stroke is always down. So that's also counterintuitive and here's why. When you come down with your brush, it's gonna make all the little hairs on your face lay flat, and that's really a goal with your makeup, right? So if I did that, everything on my face is kind of, lifted up. Now I really want things to visually go up, but I don't want all the hair on my face to go up. So my last stroke is always down. So you can bring it down and pick it up, bring it up and bring it down like that. Or you can, do circles, but just make sure your last stroke of that is on your way down. Um, if you forget or whatever, you could get into the habit of like your setting powder to either stipple or roll, but make your last stroke on your makeup to come down. So does that make sense? Oh, here you can use a little contour for your nose. I would use it on the back like I do highlight, and I just literally need a little on both sides of my nose like that. And then I would come back in and make sure I got a little on there. Do you see how that makes a really big difference? I hope that makes sense. I hope that like this was super basic, but I don't find a lot of like, well, where do I start kinds of videos? And I'm like, all right, well, let's use one brush, 3 colors, and where do they go on your face? I would love to see a selfie of you. Let me know if you find this helpful. Shoot me a selfie. The thing is it washes off. So I hope that you are having as much fun as I am. If you would like a personalized appointment, I'd be happy to meet with you. If you'd like to get your gals together or your guys together, I would be happy to offer up a follow along skincare class with you. I see a lot of classes offered online from cooking to baking to crochet. And my bailiwick is skincare and makeup. So I'm honored to serve you with my Mary Kay, and I will chat with you next time. Thank you.